I think everything is set. I have started the recording. Let me check the YouTube. It's live streaming. We have a number of attendees there. Good evening, good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Big Canva Workshop. We have a lot to cover, and I'm really excited for this session because I wanted this session to be all about Canva. I know there will be many Toastmasters in the house. I won't be going in depth into the branding aspect of it. I will be touching something called a brand hub, but generally this is all about learning Canva. But at the same time, I know there are different audiences here. We already have 84. I'm sure more will be joining. I had more than 400 registrations, so I'm expecting more to join very soon. But while they do that, let me run a very quick pulse of what we have in the audience. And I want to know your Canva experience. At which category would you consider yourself to be? As a novice, that means you have just started working with Canva, maybe 10, 20 designs. Or you are an intermediate, which means you regularly use it, or you consider yourself as an expert. I hope you can see the poll. I don't see any responses coming in. Priscilla, can you please help me to make sure that the poll is running?
Yes, it is running.
All right.
And
okay.
we have.
Oh, you can see the responses?
Yes, I can see the responses.
All right, so why don't I see them? Anyway, I will check it, what happened. And those who are on YouTube, a big welcome to you. I already see 15 there. Word to Inspire, Natalie is a beginner. Andrew Granner is a novice. Welcome to the live stream and all of us in Zoom. Already we are crossing 100. Priscilla, can you read out to me what's the percentage as of now of novice, intermediate, and expert?
52%, 67%, sorry. Intermediate 32% and expert 1%.
1%. I wonder, that must be one or two people who, and I would be looking forward to those experts to be my eyes in case I make any mistakes. Feel free to raise your hand and correct me. We are not perfect here. And if the majority of you are novice, then you are in the right place, because I want to go through step by step on many of the productivity features that are available in Canva, and we will start immediately. The other thing I want to do today is I'm going to do something different. Most of the time when I run my Canva workshops, I use the free version just to make sure everyone who is in the audience is able to replicate exactly what I am doing or what I'm training. But today is going to be different. I'm going to use Canva Pro. And first of all, I want to know if anyone in the audience knows what is Canva Pro or are using Canva Pro. Let me just run a quick poll, and I hope I can see the responses. If not, Priscilla will help me. So are you using a free Canva version? Are you using the Pro version? Or you don't use Canva? And on YouTube, what about you? Good. I see already 20 people on YouTube watching this stream. And I don't see the responses, but I will rely on my co-host, Priscilla, to tell me in another 10 seconds what kind of responses have been received by the participants. So we have Bev Vard, who is a Canva Pro for non-profit. And Priscilla, can you tell me what is the type of responses we have received?
Yes, so free Canva is 49%, Canva Pro 36%, and
Wow.
none. I don't use Canva 15%.
Right. So great. So there is a lot of users of Canva Pro. And I wanted to focus on it somehow today, not to convince you to go and buy Canva Pro. That's not my objective. Paying $10 per month is not something we can afford as a non-profit. But if you are using Canva Pro, and I have been using Canva Pro for the last 3 years, when I was the division director and I applied for something called non-profit, as mentioned by Ben Ward in the chat here. And now if you tell me, after using the Pro version for 3 years, go back and use the free version, I would like pull my hair. I just won't be able to do it. And most of us here are have a good chance of getting that Pro version. And at the end of the session, I will be showing you what you can do, especially if you are a PR manager of a division or a PR manager of the district, for example. And if you still are not using Pro version, I think you should be using the Canva for nonprofit. And I'll tell you some strategies of how you can apply for it and have a good chance of getting this Pro version, the one which I have been enjoying for the last 3 years. It's amazing. It's not that you can't do with the free version. Everything we can do with Pro, more or less you can do. It will just take you a little extra time, and then maybe you'll have to use some other softwares. But here it just saves you so much time. So I will be using Pro for my demo today. As you might have, those who have already seen the posters, I have 4 sections. I will be spending around, I think I will be spending around 40 minutes for the core Canva. I want to spend some time, 20 to 25 minutes, to show you how to do videos in Canva. And then for me, the Pro features, especially the Brand Hub, I want to focus on it and show you how you can really stay brand compliant using the Brand Hub. And spend another 15 minutes maybe for showing you all the sharing and collaboration that we can do in Canva. Creating templates, sharing templates. This saves you a lot of time. So today it's all about productivity and making the best use of Canva. So this is my agenda for today, and I will straight away jump into the Canva. So let me share my screen. Okay, so I assume that, and I'm not going to show you how to create a Canva account or anything like that. I'm assuming at least you know how to go to canva.com and then sign up with your Facebook account or your Google account and simply create your Canva account, and it is by default free. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go through a whole set of steps that I have planned, how to use Canva to create content. And it all starts here. Let me try to make sure that I make it a little big so you all can see it properly. Let me see. Yeah, it looks good. So the first thing is we have to make up your mind what you are creating. And what do I mean by that? You have to decide when you are using Canva and you say, okay, I want to make a poster, I want to make a flyer. Where is it going to be used? Very important, because especially if you are using a free account, changing from one format to other can be a pain afterwards. So if you make, for example, a flyer which is A4 and then you want to post it on Instagram, no, it's hard. So first decide, I'm going to create, for example, a Facebook post. And that's why when you say create a design, it's very important that we choose the right type of design. There are hundreds of variations that we can choose, but let's say if I just say Facebook itself, you can just type Facebook and it gives you so many versions of Facebook that you want to create a Facebook post that is square or a Facebook post that is landscape. You can choose like this. Or if you say I want to create Instagram, so then again you can have a standard Instagram post, or you can have a reel, which is, those who who love reels. I don't, but if you want to create a reel, you can choose that. So creating the right format from the beginning is important. If you want to create a specific dimension which is not listed here, we can always use the custom size from bottom here. So for example, if you want to create a video size which is 1920, you can actually type it. You can say 1920 by 1080. This is called the standard high definition dimensions. So we can type that. So choose the right dimensions before you do anything else. In my example, I'm going to press this X so that I can start again and say Facebook. Let's do a Facebook post, which would be, I guess, something like this: Facebook post landscape mode. Or let's go for a square. Why not? Let's choose Facebook post square. And the advantage for me, I think, is if I use this, it is also compatible with Instagram, because Instagram uses the same square dimensions. So I can post on Facebook and Instagram without any problem. So let's go with this. You will, if you recently Canva launched something called an app, and it asks you, do you want to work in the app or on the web? It's your choice. If you say yes, work on the app, the only difference is everything else sort of is removed and you just stay focused on Canva. But if you say no, I want to work on the browser, then of course you can multitask, which I do. I go and watch some YouTube video on one side, go and check Facebook on another side, and then come back to Canva. And I think most of us do that, right? We love to multitask. Is there somebody here who doesn't like to multitask? Okay, so this is a post that we are going to create. We have selected the right design size. Now, the first thing is we have in Canva this ready-made templates. And the question is, should you use templates? So for example, if I click on this, I can start with a design with almost 50% of my work completed. Okay. Priscilla, just give me a check to make sure everything is fine.
Yes, everything is okay.
All right. Okay. Because I remember once I was talking like this for maybe 5-10 minutes and I realized I had been booted out of the meeting and people were waiting for me. So every 5 minutes you can give me a check because I'm doing screen sharing. So I wanted you all to experience the Canva completely. So I stay away from the screen and just show you how it works. So the question I was asking is, should we use templates? Now, of course you should use templates because they make life so much easy. Unless you are doing for Toastmasters, then it becomes a little problematic. And you know why? Why you think using templates might be a challenge? Let's hear something in the chat. Strict vigilance. There is no strict vigilance, DTM Murali. We are not police here, but the point that you are talking about is branding. You know, to make a standard template from Canva into a brand compliant template will be so hard. So I would avoid templates if you are creating brand compliant content. So what do we do then? We will start. So if you are not doing for Toastmaster branding, fine, use templates, make use of them. They are there for us. But otherwise, open and start working on it. Now, the second part I wanted to highlight to you, because I am using a pro version, I might be showing you something that you might struggle later on. And what do I mean by that? So for example, if I was to look at photos, okay, and I search and I find a nice photo and I put it here, let's say meeting. Okay, yeah, I hope you can see it because there is this word pro. It might be not so difficult, easy to see, but can you confirm that you can see this word popping up called pro with a small crown on it?
Yes, we can see it.
Yeah. So if I'm using pro account and I decide this is a good image, it is brand compliant, I can use this, I'm fine. In this case, I'm fine if I'm using a free account. But let's say I decided to use this one. Of course, this is not brand compliant, but okay, let me give another. Okay, this one. No. Yeah, this one looks okay. Networking. And I want to use this image. What would happen is you have to pay attention when you're selecting these images, whether that element is a pro element. If you're using a pro account, of course, you don't have to worry about it. But if you're using a free account, then you have to stay away from this. Otherwise, it will ask you to pay at least $1 per element or urge you to upgrade to the pro account. So that is the part about elements, and you'll find them everywhere. So this is an example of photos. If you were to put some music, again, you'll find this word pro. So stay away from it if you're using the free account, all these elements. And I'll come to all of these aspects one by one, but I just wanted to highlight to you about templates and about the pro features. Now, the first thing we want to, of course, understand is the colors, how we can use colors in our design. And this is our color wheel. And here immediately you will see one of the advantages that I get when I use a pro account. You see all these colors over here? They are all Toastmaster brand colors, right? And I can see here the Toastmaster brand kit. So this is one of the advantage you get if you're using a pro account. I can just start by selecting the colors like this. And I never have to worry about color codes or RGB or hex codes, but I just use it here. Let me stop sharing for some time because I want to. So when we talk about colors, let's see in the chat whether everyone is aware about Toastmaster brand colors. Even after 3 years, I don't know the colors, so I wouldn't expect you all to remember all the color codes. But what you can do, and what I normally always do, is I keep this on my table to remember what are the color codes that I can use when I'm creating Toastmaster brand compliant content. In fact, I have 2 sets, and you may ask me why. So I have one set which is purely the core colors of Toastmasters, which is the cool gray, true maroon, loyal blue. These are called the primary colors. And then we have this happy yellow. Then we have black and white. So these are the colors that I use if I am purely creating content without anything fancy. If I want something fancy, then I turn around and I get my gradient combinations. And I'll show you how to create gradients. But it's always good to have this handy if you are using the free version of Canva, because if you are using Pro, then I'll show you how to set it up automatically. So having said that, let me go into my design again. I will come to fonts, don't worry. How you can download the Toastmasters brand kit, stay around. We will be showing you the entire brand kit that you can implement in Canva if you have a pro account. And even if you don't have a pro account, you can do some parts of it, but not everything. So going back to my design. So when we talk about colors, I see a lot of content posted by VPPRs, maybe they are not so clear about brand colors. They know the codes, but maybe they don't know how to use it. These are the recommended guidelines, and by the way, nobody is going to come and take you to prison if you break these guidelines. Generally, the first three colors, the blue, the maroon, and the silver, are the primary colors. You can use them as much as you want. That's the first rule of the thumb. And if I highlight this, by the way, these are the color codes: 4165, that's the loyal blue; 772432, that's the true maroon; and A9B2B1, that's the cool gray. So any content that you create that primarily uses these three colors, you are good to go. The yellow, which is F2DF74, is called the accent color, which by its very definition, accent means to highlight something. Sorry, I didn't mean to do that. Which means it is used to highlight something. For example, let me go to this elements, and I want to create a small rectangle like this. I want to highlight something, right? So I want to bring the attention to this person. Now this one, if I were to go back to my color and choose this happy yellow, that's great, because that's the objective of it, to just show or highlight a certain part of your design. But if you make like this, then it is not recommended, because then that becomes the dominant color, and it doesn't become a doesn't become the accent color for what it is used for. The other thing is I want to highlight is the black and white. Now black and white are not truly Toastmaster brand colors. They are what we call neutral colors. They exist because of its very nature. So I like white because whenever I want to print something, it means I will save a lot of ink, because white doesn't print. And I will never use black, because then my printer will start crying if I use black. So depending upon your objectives, you can use these colors. Okay, the next thing I want to talk about is the gradients that I was talking about. So if you notice, I hope if somebody can please in the chat put a link to the brand manual for people so that they can refer to it. But I'm sure if you have not used the brand manual, please, everything that you need about Toastmaster branding is available in the brand manual. So I will first now start with gradients. What is a gradient and how do we use it in Canva? And how do we create a gradient using colors? So on the left hand side, we have something called elements. And when you come to the elements, you will find a lot of stuff here. Photos, videos, charts, and it can be quite difficult to locate what we want. But I generally find it much easier to type here gradients. And you can see all the gradients by clicking on. So I typed gradient, then I get this graphics, and I click see all. And these are the different gradients that we can use. But not all can be used for Toastmasters. There are only some that we can use. So this is called the square gradient. If I just click on it, so when you drop a gradient on your design like this, and if you see two colors like this on top here, it means you can use it. Let me remove it and show you another gradient which you should not use. So this can be used. Okay, so let's say I have this colorful gradient and I drop it here. Oh, this is also possible to be used. Okay, look at this one. This is a gradient of some bluish shade, but on top here, I cannot color it. I can't change its color. So this particular gradient cannot be used, at least for Toastmaster work. But for other work, definitely you can use. So let me find a gradient that I can change the color, which was, I guess, this one. And I see these two colors on top here. Now, what I can do is I can go to my Toastmaster brand manual and I can check, let's say I want the gray gradient. So what I do is I select on the first color and I click color and type the first color code, which is A9B2B1. You'll find this in the brand manual. Of course, because I am using the Pro account, I don't have to waste my time. I click on it, right? Then I click on the second color, which is purple here. And for that, I will use a slightly different color called F5, F5, F5. And it gives me this gradient. I don't know whether you can make out the difference in these two shades, but that is a gradient. And I can use this in my design. And the way I like to do it is like this. I select this and I move it around till it covers my entire design like this. But because the dimensions are square and my actual design is not square, I'll have to maybe squeeze it a little bit more like this, like this, like this, like this. Okay. And my design is now using a gradient background. And the next thing I like to do is, once I am satisfied with my background, whether it's a solid color or whether it's a gradient, I will come here and I will right click and I will lock it. So I right click on this element and I come down and I lock it. Why do I lock it? So now it will not move. You see? It is stuck. But if I forgot to lock it, see what happens if I unlock it, and then let's say I'm playing around, I'm putting some text boxes and I'm doing, see, it goes around and messes up the whole design. So once you are satisfied with anything in Canva, make sure that you are satisfied and then right click on that element and lock that element in place. So now you don't have to worry about that gradient ever bothering you. It is there. Your gradient is set. Anytime you want to change it, you can click on it and then use this unlock, and then you can either change the color, you can move it around. It's up to you. So that was about locking and unlocking. Once you create a element and you place it on your design and you like it, this is where it should be. I don't want it to be messed around afterwards. Lock it and then work with the rest of your design. Is the locking clear to everyone? Please in the chat, I would like to see. And also let me go to YouTube and see if anybody is saying anything over there. Wow, a lot of people watching us on YouTube. Thank you. Roston, good morning to you too. We are all novices at one time in our lives. I hope this session gives you some pointers. Right, so everyone has understood locking. It's a great tool. Use it to your advantage. Next, I want to highlight what we call gradient is done. Okay, resizing and moving controls. So to do that, let me remove this first. And let's say I go to the left hand side and I want to add some elements. I'll use some simple elements to make my examples very easy to understand. I'll press this X so that the gradient disappear and I see all the elements that are available to me. Okay, so many elements. I am going to use shapes because shapes is one aspect, one element that we can freely use in Toastmasters as long as we color it correctly. So take for example a box like this. Right, I will use this box. I can resize it and I can move it around and I can color it. Let me color them in blue so that you understand what I'm saying. And let me also put one more box. And now I want to show you all the controls that are available for us for moving and resizing and how I do it. So the way I like to do it is when I have a control like this, I hold it in the center and I can move it around. And as I move around, I hope you can see some of those pink lines that appear on the screen. Can you all? I would like to get some
Yes.
confirmation from the chat. All right, great. You can see the pink line. Now the pink lines have a lot of significance in terms of how you do alignment, sizing, and so forth. So use those pink lines to your advantage. I call them guides. They are your guides to position the content, whatever it is, text boxes or boxes like this or logos, anything that you put on your design, you can move them around like this. Okay, so what it means is that this is now, let me take all of this down and I'll just take this one. So when I see this here, it means that this box of mine is perfectly centered horizontally, right? And if I take it here like this, somewhere here, let me make it little. Okay, so here it means it is centered vertically. And if I take it in somewhere in the middle, it means it is perfectly in the center. So you can use these guides to determine when you are creating your design, to make it pleasing, to place it in the center or to the left. So you can do like this. Okay, so let me keep it here on top, centered. Now the second box, when I want to move it, same thing. It will tell you that this pink line now shows me that this is perfectly aligned with the top one. You see? So you use that. And then if I want them to be of the same size, there are many ways you can do it, but from the guidelines also, I can just hold my mouse on the right hand side here, and as I move it, it will tell me it is now aligned to the right, it is aligned to the left, so it means it's exactly the same. I can do the same thing for this one, right, left and right. And also as you move it up, you will see at some point you will get these numbers. I hope you can see them. It means they are equally spaced with 61 pixels between them, right? So if I was to move it a little down here and then I try to move it, see, now it tells me there are exactly 134 pixels from both the objects and they are equally spaced. So you can use guides like this to make your life easy. Please tell me it is easy in the chat that you can use these guides to move your objects around and to size them and align them. Great. Easy peasy, bird. Yeah, great. Also, I just wanted to explain to you that we can lock this object, right? If I, for example, if I'm happy with this, I would right click and I will lock it. Lock, right? So now it will not move, but this one will move because this is not locked. But also at the same time, we have something called a page lock. And by mistake, if you lock the page, right, now the entire page is locked. You can't do anything. If I try to, let's say, put another object, it will give me an error somewhere saying page is locked, unlock to continue. So make sure by accidentally you don't lock the page. Unless it was your intention to lock the page, then it's fine. When you're happy with it, you don't want to make any changes, you can always lock the page. But otherwise, unlock the page to start working on it, right? So you can lock individual elements or you can lock the entire page. Okay, I want to spend maximum. Okay, we have a lot of things to cover. So I might just speed up a little bit. Right, coming to the text. So we have all these text boxes, heading, subheading, and when I click on it, I get a text box which I can move it around and I can type it. Let's say I want to type my club name. So automatically it will align like this, but again, text boxes, you can play around with them. You can move them around like this. You can resize by taking any of the corners. So here I'm taking the corner handle and I am making it like this. So the size also becomes small or big. And if I want to extend it horizontally, I can move it like this and so forth, right? So that's how you can play with the text controls. You can change the font from here, but I'm sure everyone knows how to change the font. But what I wanted to highlight to you is some of the spacing controls that we can have. And to do that, let me create another text box which has multiple lines to give you the clear idea. Let's say, what shall I put? So let's say I have something like this as my text box. And some of the text controls that I have here are available in spacing. So let me select this text by using my mouse key. And if I click on spacing, I can do spacing like this, right? I can increase or decrease the spacing between the letters, or I can increase or decrease the spacing vertically like this, right? So you can get the right effect with the spacing control of text boxes. Okay, that is about text. Then I want to talk about shapes. Shapes I've already shown you, they are all available in elements here. So we can have different shapes to create a design. So for example, I have a circle. I can use the circle shape. I can make it big or small. I can use part of that shape to give me some interesting perspective to the design. I can color it, let's say to yellow. So play around with the shapes, and as long as you can color the shapes, feel free to use them creatively. Next, I want to just ensure that we know how to use copy paste. Everyone knows copy paste, right? Control C and Control V. So any object that you have, you can simply use your mouse, your keyboard to say Control C, or you can use the right click and say copy, and then right click and say, where is Control V, which is paste, right? So you get a copy of it, which you can move around and modify it. Okay, let me remove all of this, unlock this, and then remove it, because I wanted to create a simple poster. And the other thing I wanted to show you is the logos that you can upload. So you can upload any number of images and keep them. So for example, I have the logo somewhere here. Okay. Where are the, okay, here's the logo.
in the brand
Okay.
top.
Yeah. Of course, if you don't have the logo on your computer, you know where to go and bring the logo from. You should go to always toastmasters.org and go to resources and go to the brand portal. This should be your friend. The brand portal is your friend because we have the logos, we have the brand manual over there, and we have the images that we can use for our designs. Right, so all of this we can download. And the good thing about images and Canva is if you have any image, for example, you want to, let's say, logo with a word mark. Okay, this one, for example. Oh, this is multiple images. Let me take this one. Right, so you want this image in your design. You can just simply right click and say copy image. You don't have to download, upload. You just say right click, copy image, then come to Canva and then say, place your mouse anywhere and then say Control V. And this image should come into your design. And at the same time, it will upload it for you and keep it for future reference. So you don't have to do this every time. You see, the image has come here and it is available for us. So any image, when we right click and bring it into Canva, it will upload it for you and keep it for you in the upload section. So next time when you want it, you will find it here. That's cool. As I said, by the way, about fonts and which is the right font and not the right font, I'm not going to spend too much time on those because those are branding aspects. We can always find more information in the brand manual. I'm just showing you what are the tools that make life more productive in Canva. This copying, pasting, uploading images, and so forth, right? Bringing images. Other thing that we can do is we can add links to our design. So for example, let me go to Facebook and we have a club page which is quite I think this one. So we have this page, right? So I want to direct people to our Facebook page, which is Kuwait Challenges. So this is a link. I can copy this link. And when I'm in Canva, let's say I want to put here one link so people can go to our page. So let me go to Elements and search Facebook and put this logo here. I'll resize it, put it here, and put one text box which says Kuwait Challenges. For example, and what I want to do is if people click on it, I want them to be I want them to land on my page. So what I do is I can select this line and click on this link, or you can see here this option called link. So when I click on it, by the way, this link is appearing here because I have made the screen big so you all can see it clearly. Otherwise, it might be available somewhere on top here if the screen is resized. And then I click on link, and what I do is I can paste that link here. And that's it. So what happens is if somebody clicks on this link, it will directly take them to the Facebook page, which is cool. Only thing is if you download this design as a image, of course the link will not work. But if you download this as a PDF file, yes, it will work. And in fact, even you can have a QR code which does the same thing. So if I want to put a QR code here in my design, what I do is I go to the left hand side here and I go to apps. And one of the apps is called QR code somewhere. Let me search for it. QR code is here. So I will type my URL here, Quit Challenges, and it will say generate code. And there you have it. It will give you a nice QR code that you can put here. And then when people scan this, it will take them to the Facebook page. And you can think of using this for if you're having a meeting or event that requires registration, you can paste the registration link here and then people can use that. Okay. Another thing that I want to highlight quickly in the next 2-3 minutes is what we call object grouping. So let's say I have this Quit Challenges. Let me make it a little bigger. Right, I have this. Enough space, breathing room. All right. And what I want to do is I want to make both of this as a single object, what we call grouping. So when I select this object, which is the logo, hold the Shift key and then select the next object. And now I have selected 2 objects, right? So what I can do is now click group. And now both these objects are treated as one. They will size, they will move as though they are one. And that's cool. You can do it for multiple objects. Whenever you have common objects that you want to keep them together and move them or resize them together, group them. And then if you want to ungroup, just click ungroup. What about giving location map? Yeah, you could basically use the same concept, right? Instead of here, put a Google or a map link and then send them to your latitude and longitude, which you got from the Google Maps. It would work the same. Right? It will open up the Google Maps for them. Yeah. And finally, I want to also add some aspect of 2 items before we move to take a break, and then we'll go to the video section. What I want to do is I want to show you the images, but again, I'm not going to waste my time on the images, but what we can do with the images. So let me remove this first and go to my uploads. And let's say I have this image, one of a club meetings image. Always great to have images like this for your PR work, especially in Toastmasters, because that shows us who is rather than using the professional images from Toastmasters, use like this because people can relate. Oh, they look friendly. Let me go and visit them. Rather than taking this fancy images from the Toastmasters where people may not be able to relate if they're especially in our region. The first thing we can do with images is, of course, we can edit. And couple of things we can do. We can do cropping, which allows us to remove part of the image, right, like this. And I want only this much, so I can crop it. And when I'm happy, it will crop that part. Great. So that's cropping. What else can we do? We can adjust lot of stuff within the image. We can make it, so it has an image editor built in. So if I want to increase the brightness, great, I can do that. I want to increase the contrast or decrease the contrast. So those who love to take photos and play around with photo editing, you have a good editing tool built in inside Canva. And you can apply some filters. Okay, I will not waste my time on filters, but yeah, you can do that. And the cool thing about, and this is of course a pro feature, is let me take a photo of a person. Our district director, immediate past district director, right? And so he sent me this photo with, so let me first crop this photo. I want only, let's say, I hope he's not in the audience. He'll be upset with me editing his photo. Anyway, so this is our past district immediate past district director. But you can see he sent it to me as a background white, and I want with a transparent background. You can do this if you're using free version. There is a tool called remove.bg. Somebody post it in the chat, please. You can upload the photo there, remove the background, and then upload that photo. Long steps. But if you have pro version, see what happens. I can simply say BG remover, and we are done. And he looks, yeah, he's smiling. And another thing about photos, when you're using photos, try to make use of frames. So in the elements, we have something called frames. They are good for showcasing photos. So for example, I have frames. Let me click on see all. And you can use any frames. My personal favorite is, which one is it? Yes, I think it is this one, because it allows me to create a frame where I can place the photo. Let me take this photo and drop it here. And then it allows me to put an accent color over it, which is right now yellow, but I could choose anything I want, like this. So that's how I use photos to highlight using frames. And you can use any of the frames to get the desired effect, no problem. The problem with remove BG is that it only gives you a low resolution image. Unlike the pro version, it will give you a small low, which is fine for posters. But if you want to do some serious work, then remove BG would be a challenge unless you pay them also, because I think they charge $1 if you want high resolution image. So they also charge you for it. But if you get low resolution, you're okay with it, then you can use remove.bg. But again, having this one click saves us a lot of time. And finally, there is something called animation, which you can animate either the whole page. Let me just move it here just to show you how it works. So if I was to click outside of this, I click somewhere here in the out of the image, and if I click animate, it means I'm animating the whole page. But if I click on this object and then if I click somewhere animate, then it means I'm animating only that object. See the difference. I click animate and I choose one of the animation, let's say animate, and it is animating only that title. See, I can choose different types. Let me go with wipe and direction. That's it. So this is the animated object. If I want to remove the animation, I can click on these three dots and I can click wipe and I can say remove the animation, and it will remove it. Right? Let me put it back again. But if I click somewhere outside the page and then I say animate, it means it is animating everything inside that, all the elements that you have put, it will start animating it. So that is about animation. I'll take a... So I've shared a lot of things, but what I want you all to do is, some of them might have been too fast for you, and I can't do anything about it because I wanted to pack all this information within these 2 hours. If you have noted down some things that you found interesting, go back to the YouTube video. The link will be still available, and then go through the videos and check how I have done it and try to do it yourself. If you have seen me doing something and say, oh, that's great, but you don't actually practice it and do it yourself, you will forget it. So use this training session as let's say guideline to go back and then practice yourself. Do all of those things. Take the shapes, align them, lock them, unlock them, and so forth. Right? Do all of this activity that I've shown. If you already know how to do them, great. But if not, that's how I expect you all to learn. I'll take a 2-minute break. Just go through your questions. check my YouTube stream also to see if they have any questions for me. And we'll go to the video section. Oh, 43 people watching on YouTube. Amazing. Any questions, please post them there. I will check the questions regularly. Bryce Adam, you are watching us on YouTube. Hello. Nice to see you there. We can use grouping to animate all elements together. Most likely, give it a try. I'm not an expert in animation. I don't like it, but I just wanted to show you it's there. I'm a video guy. I love to create videos, so I don't do this GIFs and animations. But it is sometimes it's good. It's attractive. You know, you create this animation 5 seconds, post it on social media, and people get attracted to it. Simple is better for me. Even for me, Blanca, I love. Gradient transparency can be applied to 70%. Yes, but today I'm not going to focus on the rules of branding. Those of you who are joined, and I see more than 150 of you all here, if you all are not part of the WhatsApp group, we have a WhatsApp group. Most of you all must have come from there. And there, any questions about branding and can I do this, can I do that? There are so many experts in that group. They answer your questions immediately. So if you're not a member of that group, do make sure that you join them. Yeah, Chomon, yeah, somebody will post the link. Most likely my wife Priscilla, who's supporting me today. Thanks DTM Kajitan. Can you please explain the nice fonts that we can use? Are we talking about Toastmaster related or non-Toastmaster? Because in Toastmasters, we don't have an option for nice fonts. We have restricted fonts that we can use, which is either Gotham or Myriad Pro. Or in Canva, we have something called Montserrat and So Sans Pro. And any animations that you create can be downloaded as a video file, MP4, or as a GIF. You'll get the options. I'll come to that when we are saving our work. Okay, I'll spend 20 minutes to explain to you all how to create videos in Canva. Let me share my screen again. Okay, creating videos in Canva. Very easy to do, but also do keep in mind that Canva is not a true video editor. Like I create a lot of content for my YouTube channel. I don't think I'll be able to use Canva to do that because I do a lot of editing, sound, and so forth. But for Toastmasters, something that is quick, that anyone can do, even all the 50-60% of the novices that are in this, within an hour or so, you can be up and running, creating videos. So how do we create videos? Again, it is all about how you start when you say create a design. So when you want to create a design, choose from the right format, right? So we have this video formats that you can create, different kinds of videos. I'm going to create a normal landscape video, which is the one which, 1920 by 1080. I'm going to create that, which is the standard video here also, and here it's the same. But let's go with the video. And what's the difference? The first thing you will notice about, I'll continue working on the web, is the layout. You see the difference here? There is a canvas here, and there is something called a timeline, right? You did not see this in the previous case, where you have this 5 seconds. Then if I add a page, it shows me a timeline of 5 seconds, 5 seconds. And then if I look at the whole video, it should show me somewhere 10 seconds right on top here. So we can create timeline of the entire video. But before I do that, I just want to explain about the video creation process. So most of the time what we do is we just put some things in and say, oh, make a video. But I say that if you want to really make videos, and I've been doing it for the last 3 years, the first thing you have to do is start with a concept. What is it that you want to convey? What's the idea behind it? Why should, let's say you decide to create 5-minute video. What will make people watch for 5 minutes? What's the message you are trying to give? It is same like how we give a speech in Toastmasters, 5 to 7 minutes. You have to have a structure, opening, a good body, and a closing, a story. Because unlike a poster where we have in one page the entire story, here you are taking your viewers on a journey, and that journey should be engaging. So even before you learn how to create a video in Canva, you need to visualize what is it that you want to create. So for this workshop, I wanted to give an example. And so I told my club members, I want to create a fun video, which I can demonstrate to the audience also who are here. And the video should be about our diversity in the club. And I want you all to give me a short clip saying, my name is so-and-so, I live in so-and place, and we are quite challengers, something like that. So I asked all of my club members to give me this video clips. And then they sent it to me. Okay, so I have around 5 or 6 video clips with me. And I want to show you how I can assemble those video clips in Canva to create a fun video. Ready? Okay, so I have my timeline. And in Toastmasters, the first thing we need to do is the first slide that we have, and it can be right now by default, it shows me 5 seconds, right? I'll show you what to do about this 5 seconds. But the first slide is always supposed to be a disclaimer, especially if you're creating any Toastmaster content. So I need to put a text box on the first slide like this and put the disclaimer here. And I have a disclaimer from a brand manual. I'll just copy it here. And the disclaimer is like this: Toastmasters International and all other international, whatever. I'm not going to read it, but that's the disclaimer. And you know, using the resizing, I can make it big. I can make it like this. So that's the disclaimer. I center it perfectly like this. And that's my disclaimer. What I can do is I can make my background, let's say blue. And because it's blue and I want a contrast, I can make my text color to be white. And within a second, I have my disclaimer. Let's animate it because we are talking video now. We want action, right? So let me click on animate and let's bring it from like this. Great. So my first seconds are already done, right? So if I click play, I have my first second, 5 seconds. But maybe 5 seconds is too much for this disclaimer. So what I can do is I can reduce its timeline. So you can see as I reduce it, let's make it 3 seconds. 3 seconds is enough, I think. So you can do like this. This is one way to change the time. The other way is if you want to precisely put it, you can put here the time, let's say 3.5 seconds. You can type it like this and do it. So this has now become 3.5 seconds. Right? Great. Now, what I want to do is I want to put all the clips of that were sent to me by my and they were all sent to me by WhatsApp. But only thing what I have done is, to save time, I have uploaded them already in Canva. So I have this images, then I have videos. So I have uploaded some of these videos here. Okay. So I will take this clip of my first participant from our club and I'll drop it here.
My name is Rashmika and I live in
Okay, let me go,
Sri Lanka.
let me stop the share
We are Kuwait challengers.
because I forgot to share the sound, I think. So I will share it now again. So I hope you can hear the sound. Let me.
My name is Rashmika and I live in Sri Lanka. We are Kuwait
Can
challengers.
hear now.
You
But
can hear the
it's
sound?
faint. We can hear the sound, but it is faint.
Faint. Okay. Yeah. Maybe I have to. Yeah. I think that might be not much I can do about that. As long as you can hear it, it's not so important that you hear the full audio. That has it just to know that it has audio and video. But let's say I want, now this is 9.4 seconds clip, right? But I want, let's say, only the part about up to where she says, my name is so and so and I'm from Sri Lanka, right? So I can take it only up to here. Okay, so 6 seconds. So now it will appear like this.
My name is Rashmika and I live in Sri Lanka.
Great. So I have done my first clip. Let's say, let's take our.
Hi, this is distinguished Toastmasters
Sorry.
Ladais.
Wait. So I want the third clip to be added. So what I do is, before I do that, I will click add a page and then I will drag and drop it here.
Hi, this is distinguished Toastmasters Ladais. I live in India. We are Kuwait challengers.
Again, I want to trim the part where we say we are quit challenges, and I can trim it like this up to here, right? So this is how we can keep adding the clips, but I will, for this example, I will not add all the clips, but what I want to do is I want to show you now, for example, this is a video clip and I want to put maybe some text boxes on it. Very easy to do. What I can do is I can go to my elements and let's put this one, right? Move it around because I want to put the name of the somewhere here, okay, and use a text box and put it here, and I'll put the name of the person. Let's say Rashmi Mika Sri Lanka, right? And again, as we know, we can just simply drag these handles, we can make it bigger. All this is standard stuff. You can play around with it. And color, we want contrast, so let me make it white. So as you can see, the name appears along with the, maybe I should group these two together. I've already shown you how to group. So I will select this and I will group it. Then I can move it around the whole thing as one object. Maybe make it a little bigger. And let's apply some effects of animation like this, right? And then the cool thing about it is, if I want to now apply this same thing for the second clip, all I have to do is I can take this Control C to copy, go to the next clip and Control V to paste and just change the name. Actually, this is slightly incorrect. Priscilla Dias saying that she is in India or she lives in India. She doesn't. She lives in here with me in Kuwait. She just went there for a short. But for the purpose of our video, it's
My
fine.
name is Rashmi Purvika and I live in Sri Lanka.
Hi, this is distinguished Toastmaster Priscilla Dias. I live in India.
So you see now how I'm approaching this. I had this idea of every member putting their where they are from, and then at the end I could put uploads, something like this, which I have created of all the members.
We are Kuwait challengers.
Right? And then what I can do is I can add one more page which has let's say details about the club. So let me first put the logo. Should be right here. And put the name of the club and then put a text box, something like right. So give the details and color it white to make it contrast. Maybe put an image of our club members here. And then finally apply some animations, some fun animations maybe. This looks nice. And essentially I have a video. I could do it for all the members, but for the sake of time, what I will do is I will show you all how to add sound, which is here in audio. Select something that looks fun. Yeah, look, this looks fun. So let me select this. Oh, sorry, I should have my, let me remove it again from here. Delete the track. I'll keep the playhead at the beginning, from right here at the beginning of my video, and then select the audio, right? So it will do this. It will place the track, and now
My name is Rashmi Purvika.
now the thing is, the audio is overpowering the sound or the audio from the members. So what I need to do is I need to lower the volume of this track. And to do that, what I do is I can click here on this track, and then here I can choose the audio, not effects, adjust. Where is the volume? So right click and say volume, and I will choose the volume low like this, right? And so you can see when I lowered the volume, the volume waves have gone down, right? So let me show you again. If I increase it, it goes loud, but I want it faint. So I'll bring it all the way down here like this, and that's it.
My name is Rashmi Purvika and I live in Sri Lanka.
This is Distinguished Toastmaster Praslada. I live in India. We are great challengers.
What do you think? Is it a nice video? Oh, there are a lot of comments. Oh, I am trying to catch up. Yeah, great, fascinating. Yeah, so creating videos in Canva is quick and fast. My only thing is have an idea in mind even before you approach, And I find that club members are the best PR. We try to bring images, videos from internet and copyright issues. Now, get your club members to do all the PR for you. If you see the final video that I created, I will post it in the WhatsApp group at the end. You will see how engaging it looks. And the simple idea was, okay, let's embrace our diversity. So like that, you come up with some ideas that will attract the audience to come to you. Get your members to spend little time to create, go that extra mile to help the club. And I was amazed last 2 days, everyone is sending me their clips and they look amazing. One of our past president and our VP he went all the way to the desert where there were camels and he shot his video in front of the camels. Our president went in a nice place in Nigeria to show that he is from this, and Nigeria is beautiful. Sri Lanka, USA, and so if you have those kind of ideas, you can create great videos. Canva itself is very simple to assemble it. So bring in the clips, trim them around, add some music, add some text, add some animation, and you can create great PR videos for your club. What was used to make the clips? And they just shot them in on their phone. Nothing special. You just send me the clips, and that's about it. All right, now we'll take a 2-minute break while I just go through your comments. But we are going to now focus on the branding. Shama Bagla. Actually, I won't be able to take too many questions because I see that already I have reached my time and I want to finish everything that I had in mind. So 7:05, I wanted to start with branding. So we are already, okay, so we need to start with branding. I will try to take any questions, Bagla at the end, but let me cover all the things that I have in mind, if you don't mind. Thank you so much. So let me have a quick look at YouTube. Yeah, there is still quite a big number watching there. So let me start with another topic, which is branding. And I wonder if there are any PR managers in the audience or on YouTube. If so, please, can you put in the chat, is there any district PR managers? All right, there are some past PRM district. All right. So the thing about PR manager, especially if you're at a division PR or at a district PR, you want to control the message. And I wanted to show you how Canva has progressed, because what I'm showing you now did not exist 2 or 3 years ago when I was doing this Canva workshops. Canva has now created truly a branding hub. So let me share my screen once again. So when I go to my home page, and before I even create a design, I have something called a brand hub. And what the brand hub does is it allows you to define your entire branding guidelines in one place. You can think of as your, and this is not specific to Toastmasters, by the way. This is applicable to any corporate entity that uses Canva for designing and want to stay within the branding guidelines. The first thing that happens is that the brand hub is made up of three things. One is the brand kit. I will show you what a brand kit is. The brand templates, and finally the brand controls. What do I mean by this? So first let us look at brand kit. You can have multiple brand kits. Let's say you are a PR agency and you are doing PR work for multiple corporates, and each corporate has their own brand guidelines. So what you can do is you can create a kit for that corporate entity, or that, like in our case, Toastmasters. Let me open this Toastmasters brand kit to show you what a kit is, or I'll not show you this. Let me create, add new here. Add a new brand kit, and let's say this is I have a company called ABC Company, right? I have just created a company and I want to define a branding. So as you can see, a brand kit is made up of logos. You can have one or more logos. You can have your color palettes. You can have your fonts, and you can have your photos, and you can have your graphics and icons. And this is consistent for any entity that wants to stay within the branding guidelines. Now for my example, I will open for you the Toastmaster brand kit that I have already created. So the first thing is that we have logos. So what I have done is I went to the Toastmaster brand manual and the Toastmaster brand portal, and I downloaded all the logos, all these logos that you see here. I brought them and I put them here, including the Gavel logo. Every logo that you currently Toastmasters has, I put them here. And this is, by the way, a pro feature upfront about it, but I just want to show you. Then the colors. So you can create multiple color palettes. You can have the primary palette, which is made up of my Loyal Blue, True Maroon, and I forgot the name, Cool Gray, Happy Yellow, Black and White. And then I have this brand combinations, the gradient combination, right? Blue, and then the maroon, and then the silver, and then the white. And then I have the fonts. So what I've done is I have defined the font for the title should be Montserrat extra bold. So you can define the fonts that should be used for title, for subtitle, for headings, for subheadings. You can define all of these fonts. So for example, this font is not brand compliant for Toastmasters, right? So what I'm going to do is, if you want to do any captions, I will click on this button, edit, and I will replace it with So Sans Pro. That's the font I want to use, like this, right? And that's it. So this will be the caption. The quote also has a wrong font. Let me change that also to So Sans Pro. So I will type here, from here, So Sans Pro, and click. So you can define for each element of fonts what fonts you want to use. You can even upload your own fonts. Like if you wanted not to use Montserrat, but if you wanted to use, for example, the Gotham font, you could download a Gotham font and upload it here. I'm not going to go through the showing you how to upload fonts. That will take some time. And then what I have done is I went to the again the brand portal and downloaded all the images and put them in the my Canva brand portal. Okay. In Toastmasters we don't have any graphics or any icons, so I left it blank. And that's it. And in fact, when we are doing this, what we can do is we can also define the guidelines, right? So you can click here and you can put the guidelines so that anybody who's using photos, they know what photos to use. So I copy and pasted this text from the brand manual that the images should be where people look engaged, empowered, supported as portrayed in meetings, and so forth. So I did that. And for logo, I put the same instructions, right? So Toastmaster logo should be clear with breathing space. So instructions also can be kept in the brand portal. Great. The next thing is that we can have something called brand templates, which allows you to create templates which can be used with a click of a button where you just change the text and your design is ready. So we can create templates like this and save them. And finally, we have something called brand controls. What does this mean? It means that I can, let's say I'm a district PR manager and I have a pro account and I have a team that is working with me. What I can do is I can say you cannot use, so what by default they are off like this, right? So what I'll say enable color control. It means that my team cannot create any content other than the colors that I have defined in the brand portal. Okay. Fonts. I'll click here and say, please stick to the fonts that I have defined in the font section. And then I have this option called design approval. Should I approve the designs created by my team? And I'll say yes. And then we have these options. What kind of design approve? So you can see I have a team here, Priscilla, Kurt, and so forth. And I can say flexibility. I can say approval is encouraged, or in my case, I will say an approval is required. You can't proceed until I approve, right? And I have done all of this setup. And then I go to my team. People, oh yeah. And I have all these people, and what I have done is I have set them as members, right? So members means they have to respect the branding controls that I have placed inside my brand hub. Now what happens if I do this? Let's say I have enabled all these controls and Priscilla, who is in the meeting now, she decides to go and start creating some content, right? And she's working in my team and I tell her now, please go and create some content for me. Let's see what she sees now, because I have put all these branding controls inside my brand hub. So Priscilla, can you demonstrate to us, what do you see now as part of my team?
Allow me to share.
You should, because you're a co-host.
Just a second. So basically, this is my login, and I'm going to use Gadgeton's team account, the pro account. So I switch to Gadgeton Barreto's team account. And now he has asked me to create a poster. So I will start from scratch. And again, I'll use Facebook post, maybe landscape. And I'm going to go straight to Brand Hub. because everything is there and I don't need to go to the brand manual. All that was in the brand manual is here. So I pick on a logo. Drag it to corner. I go to brand hub. I want to add a heading. Reduce it here or drag it. And I want to change this color to red. So I go to colors. And from here, I choose the maroon.
Notice
Now,
that she cannot choose any other colors. So when she goes on the color screen, if you can just click on the color again, see, she doesn't have any option to choose any other colors. She's stuck with the colors that I have defined. And this is very important. Similarly, if you go and try to change the font to some fancy font, let's say Kuwait Challenges, you want to try to do something that is not, right? You are not getting those fonts now anymore because the controls on brand kit are that they should see only this colors, right? There are no other colors available for her. Proceed.
and then I want to add picture. So I pick from the photos. I think I'll use this one. And then I play around with the picture if I want to make it transparent or if I want to set it as an image background. And well, I just want to get approval as far as this much goes, if this is okay, because I've used the fonts that I need, I've used the colors that are available, I've used the photos, and I've used the logo. So just to get approval on this, I share it with Gadgeted, and if you look at it,
Yeah, here also just highlight to them that you cannot download it anymore because unless you approve it, it cannot be downloaded, right? Because it says you get the approval.
So it doesn't allow me to download and it's asking for approval. And I send it for approval. And it says that it has been sent, an email has been sent for approval.
So I got a notification saying that Priscilla has shared a design. So let me just show you how it works. So when I click on the bell icon, I see that Priscilla Barreto shared a design with you. Oh, this is yesterday, I think. Okay, here's the notification. Review Priscilla Barreto Kuwait Challenges Club work just now. So I click on it and I see that that she has done this, but I'm not happy with the color, and I can say review, and I can say, please can you change the color? But for this example, let's just assume that she has done great, and I say great job, okay, for this example, and I'll just click approve because I want to speed up the process. But it gives you an idea now. If I approve, she should be able to download this image. Without my approval, it would not be possible. right? So let me stop my sharing. So can you download that image and publicize it on the social media, Priscilla?
So here I get, it says design approved by Gadget and Pareto. If you continue editing, you will need to request approval again. But if he says it's great job, I don't want to waste my time making any changes. And so I will download the image. That's your poster for your next meeting.
Excellent. Thank you for showing us the concept of brand controls, Priscilla. And we have 20 minutes more. I would like to use this 20 minutes to the best way possible. There is one section about sharing. I will spend only 5 minutes on it, and then the remaining 15 minutes we can spend answering any questions. Those who had raised your hands, please, I would like to hear your questions at that time. So once we have created all of this designs and videos or whatever, Canva has a lot of tools that allow you to, first of all, not only just download it, but do so much more. I want to show you a few of those options. So take, for example, I'll take one of my, let's say, better looking design. Designs. See all, right? And I have this design with me, which is more of a YouTube kind of video size design. But let's say I want to share this design with others. So whenever they want to create something similar, they can, let's say, use it. So there are, when you click on the share button, you will find a lot of tools available for you for sharing. So if you click on this more, these are the various options that are available to you. So for example, I have something called share as a template link. So if I take this design that I have created and I say create a template link, what it does is it will say that anyone with this link can use this design as a template. Means they cannot make a change to what I have done, but they can copy it and use it for their own work. And this is exactly what Toastmasters has done when they shared with us all those templates to use in Canva. They created a design and they said, okay, this is the link. And this link can be now published. I can put it in the chat and you can even try it yourself. This link basically gives you access to this exact content of mine to copy and use it for your own use. Similarly, you can basically share this design directly. Like if I want, let's say, somebody else to edit it, rather than, going around a what way, I can simply say people with access can edit. And what I can do is I can say anybody with this link, right, is able to edit it. And if I share this link, they can come directly using Canva and make changes to this design. It's as simple as that. Or if I want to give to specific people only, I could basically type their emails here and then send it to them and so forth. Okay. If you create, for example, a PowerPoint presentation, you can present it directly from here by clicking on the present. And if you want to save this design for your own brand template, that means for your team to use, then you can save it as a brand template. And what it will do is it will save it in our template in the brand hub. So any team member, they can just open this template and start creating their own designs using this as a reference point. So these are the various, and there are many things that you can experiment. Because I had only 5 minutes, I quickly wanted to show you the different ways that we can share Canva. It's not just downloading it, but doing all this collaboration options in Canva. Okay, now I think that was what I had in mind as a core topic. Show you all the productivity tools, show you how to create videos, show you how to use the brand hub, and think whether it is something that might be of use to you. And I told you at the beginning of the session that I'll tell you that you should apply for Canva for nonprofit. The percentage of approval is actually very low. Many people apply and they get a rejection. The chances of getting approved greatly depend upon two things. And let me share what those two things are. Let me share the screen once again. So what you have to do is you have to go to Canva for nonprofit. Right? And this will give you the ability to apply free. And there are some eligibility guidelines. Please go through them. And generally, if you go through it, it is as long as you are, let's say, an officer of a club or an area or a division or district, and you are committed and you can sort of prove that you are going to use it for good, you will get it. And that's how I've been using it for the last 3 years. When you start applying, before applying, what I would suggest, before even you go through this process of applying for non-profit, two things. Make sure you design a short story explaining exactly how you will use it for the benefit of the community. Not the benefit for you, because non-profit means you are trying to benefit the community. So you should have that idea in mind that if you give me the non-profit, I'm going to use it to create leaders in the community. That's our objective, where leaders are made. Use all of those words to describe the benefit you will bring to the community. It's not the benefit for you or for the club, it's for the community. So have that ready. It should be in your own words. I can't give you something to copy paste. It should come from you. And second, before applying, make sure you have at least 20 to 30 or maybe even 50 designs that you have created that show that you are actually using Canva for nonprofit. Because it's a manual review process. If they go and see your account and say, oh, this guy is just using it for fun or marketing something else or for selling Bitcoin, for example, for sure you will not get it approved, right? So when I had applied, my Canva free account had all the posters that I had created as a district director, as a division director, as an area director in the club. So when somebody opened my account, they could see, oh, that is promoting the community to create leaders. And I believe these two elements, that the way I wrote what I'm going to use it for, and secondly, my content that was already in my account, influenced the decision to give me the pro account. And you can try it, right? If you have such content, make sure it is there. Create a nice this thing. And finally, you need to attach the US Toastmasters tax certificate. I will post it in the group, in the chat. You can attach that is a required document. How do I do that? Attach. I forgot about attachment. File attach. Okay. From my computer. Toastmasters. Where is that letter? Resources, I think. IRS. Group exemption letter. So there is a place where you attach the group IRS letter from Toastmasters. It's a publicly available document. I put it in the chat, download it, and even if 5 of you all get a pro account, I think it will be worth it. Yeah, it is. It has to be only from Toastmasters International, and I don't know whether India, because in Kuwait I know a couple of us have received it. So it's not only US citizens who get it, it is from other countries also they have got it. But my opinion, personal opinion, is that your current account of Canva should have content that clearly demonstrates your commitment to be of use to the community. Keep that in mind, right? You're going to build the community. That should be the objective. A community of leaders, community of confident public speakers. That should be. And the message that you write, there is a place where you write the content, what you are going to use it for. Describe it in genuine words. Genuine words. And if they are genuine, most likely you will get it approved. Yeah, so somebody from India got it. So great. Thanks for clarifying that, Uday Kumar. I truly believe that if your intention is to use it for the good of the community, then you are entitled for it. So hope some of you all get it. And now we have 10 minutes for any Q&A. I'm open. You can raise your hands, and I will allow you all to unmute yourself now. And I'll check if there are any questions in the YouTube, and perhaps I can take them up also. Oh, where is my YouTube gone? Did I close it? Okay, I'll have to open it again. And Priscilla, if you can also just scroll and check if because I have too many screens open and I am not able to.
Okay, I'll do that.
Let me check YouTube. How do you amalgamate the multiple videos into one screen for the end segment? What's the WhatsApp group name? Okay, let me put the chat in the YouTube chat also, WhatsApp. Give me a second. And you can read out the questions to me, Priscilla, while I'm doing that. Copy. Merlin asked, do you upload all the videos? Yes, I uploaded them all in Canva, and then I just played around with trimming and then created the final version. Okay, let me open my Zoom again. Yeah. Are there any questions? Udaya Kumar, first of all, thank you for confirming that you could get a pro account in India, but please go ahead and tell me your question.
Creating a collage of posters. For example, for an event, we are creating multiple posters for multiple role takers. Can we collage all the photos, the posters into single posters? Like we have more than one keynote speaker or more than one actions in a particular meeting.
Yes, so there are two parts to it. One is the branding part, which I don't want to really invest too much time today, because the Canva part is what I wanted to focus on. So in Canva, of course, you can do it. Branding concept, whether yes or no, can you do? I really will need to look at it to see how it looks. But generally, I don't see any problem, okay, except that it will look very small, maybe all the posters. But if it gives you the message and it is not really breaking any branding rules, I don't see why not, right? I don't see any reason. Thank you, Blanca. You are a novice, and I hope you you will not become an intermediate immediately just because you watched my session. What I want you to do is go to the YouTube channel, that same video, the session that we have gone through, and try to practice each aspect that I have talked about. All of them are important. The alignment is important. Resizing is important. Locking is important. Just try them. Make sure you know how to do all of them. Because up to now, maybe you were just opening Canva, just putting things inside, spending a lot of time manually aligning. But this type of tricks help you to be more productive. And once again, as far as the brand hub is concerned, I really love it, but I'm not here to promote you all to go and pay $10 a month to Canva. Try the non-profit first. And if that is not given, at least at a district level, I believe you all should have a pro account and a pro team that all works within those branding guidelines. Darlene from YouTube asked a very interesting question for the collage video. That was a video template, and she was referring to where all the videos were put together. I can't do that in, I can do it in Canva also, by the way. There's no problem. But the audio will go all wacky because each one is speaking at a different pace. So I had to do some editing outside. But if you ask me what's the best way to do that, get all the club members in a Zoom meeting, at least in one of the club meeting, and tell them, hey, let's spend 1 minute to do that. Put them all in the gallery view and ask them to say whatever you have in mind. Like in our case, it was, we are Kuwait challenges. I wanted everyone to say, so it might take 1 or 2 takes because in Zoom, it's very difficult to get aligned audio. People speak, but with a couple of tries, you can get it. So that would be the easiest way. The other way, of course, is in Canva. You could do something similar. You could. It will take time for me to show. You could put all the videos on one page, resize them, trim them, and it might work. But that collage was a little hard. You might have to think of some other ways to do it. So I understand what you meant by that. So thanks, Darlene, for asking that question. Okay, hand raised, want to ask question? Okay, let me, that's why I was asking Priscilla to, okay, Shama Bagla.
Oh, first of all, thank you so much for this insightful session. Really wonderful. I have 2 questions. One is about the brand hub, what I saw of yours. They are all downloaded so beautifully. Each section is segregated. Wherein in my Canva, when I download the brand hub, it is all amalgamated in the sense that even the templates which I do, if I take it for editing part, so if I edit template number 5, so even the rest of the templates are downloaded and they are linked together. So it becomes very difficult for me to do that.
Are you using the Pro version?
No, I'm not using. I'm using the basic.
Yeah, this is a Pro feature where they have really gone out of their way to give the Pro users this complete control over the brand hub. On the free account, it will be, it is all mess. I fully agree with you.
So how do I get to the Pro version? Can you please guide me on that?
Yeah, so
I mean, Pro version of Canva, are you talking? Or is there a Toastmasters, some kind of a...
No, the Canva for non-profit, which I just explained.
Yeah, fine.
Yeah, apply for Canva, Canva for non-profit under that. And as I said, put your story of why you want Pro account. Make sure your current Canva has all content that aligns with that. Submit it along with the letter that I sent to you.
Also, my personal Canva has some other work also. So if I apply for it, then will it cause a problem? Will I have to remove my personal work?
That is, the thing is, we don't know whom they give and whom they reject. So you can apply and they'll say, it's rejected or it's accepted. So it's not like it's guaranteed. But if you get it, it will be great.
Okay. And I'll take half a minute more of yours if you permit.
Yeah.
The downloading part of the video. whenever I download it, it gives me a different dimension. For an example, 1080 into something, this is the routine format. But when I download it, it comes to 1080. Maybe like it shows a blank space in between the video. Sorry, on the sides of the video. So how do I go about it?
Yeah, so my suggestion when you are doing videos, and I had mentioned this in the session also, make sure that you create video. Don't use the normal design and then create. Start with your video and make sure that you are working in this timeline. And that's the best way. You won't get any gaps or all these things, because if you work in this timeline, whatever time the seconds you see, that will be exactly, you can play around with like this. Okay. And the dimensions are known. So if this is now 19201080, right? Let me just show you the video that was downloaded, which was the last one I created is here, I think. Properties, details. See, it is 1920 by 1080. Precisely, right? So yeah, go in that video segment and then create it in this timeline when you are working with videos. That would be the best way, because it's designed for that.
Right. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Nameti, for your lovely words. And as you said, you learned a lot. I hope you learn more. Vishal, my friend, please go ahead. You're muted. Yeah.
Thank you very much, DTM Kajitan, for a lovely session. It was very comprehensive, I should say, and very, very easy. Though the best thing I liked about your sessions is that how easy you make the most complex things understandable to everybody. So thank you very much on that. My question to you, DTM Kajitan, is that do we have a feature in Canva where I can also share my uploads and elements with an assigned team or whichever group that I've
Yes, absolutely. When you're working in the pro version and you have a team, then when you are saving, you can save it only for yourself or to your team, or you can select which of your team members can access it, so you can really control it. So when you're working in a group environment, the first thing I think you all will have to do is, okay, sit down as a group, as a team, and then say, okay, teach everyone how to save in that shared folder. Because when you create, you don't just, because when you're working as a team, you can save it for yourself or you can save it for the team. So you can create these folders and you can say, these are related to DTAC, for example, DTAC folder. So the team will always save in the DTAC folder, and whoever is assigned to that folder will be able to access it.
Excellent.
So you can have this you can really go really detailed into the permissions and who can do. So if you have 10, you can break the 10 members into different groups and say, hey, you all are working on Arabic. So they only see the Arabic folder, but you as a owner see the whole thing,
Thank you. As simple as that. Thanks for making it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thanks a lot, DTM Kajitan.
Chamara, please.
Hi, thanks for the great session. First of all, it was very fruitful, and this is the first time I have participated with such event, training session. I'm Chamara from Star Garments Toastmaster from Sri Lanka. I was the VPPR and now I'm the VPM. In my case, we have an integrated pro account which we have purchased for our company that comes with 5 user accounts, but for Toastmasters we haven't started it. Our charter is very recently, our club was very recently chartered. So my concern is while we work with the project, is there a way we can save it and continue later on? What is the procedure, best procedure we need to do, as this is an online tool? Is there a way we can save a project to cloud or to desktop and resume later on, or how it would be? Because when we share, when we make an MP3 or something like that, no longer we will be able to edit. If we are keeping on adding, making a video, and if it takes a couple of days or more time to get down contents and improve to be exported later on, what is the method we have to follow? That is what my clarification is. Thank you.
Okay, so I'm not so clear in the understanding, but as I said, the whole library of Canva is on the cloud. Now, the point about it is if you want to save it for future, of course, you can download it locally, you can upload it on any of the cloud services, but what is available in Canva, anybody who has access to it obviously will be able to edit it. So I don't know whether I clearly understood your requirement, but maybe we can have it as a
Well,
separate discussion. I don't mind.
Yeah.
Later
Well,
on.
actually, my question was, my clarification was how we could keep that particular project as an editable mode until we complete the whole improvements to be exported in a later time or a later date.
Okay, but in Canva, it's always there available, right? Because Canva is a cloud. At the end of the day, it's sitting in the cloud of Canva. So you can just keep it there.
Whatever the projects we are keeping on doing, that will remain forever.
Yeah,
Is that so?
correct.
Great,
Yes, that's
great.
Yeah,
Thanks a lot. Okay.
Okay, let me shut down the YouTube stream because